Howdy. My buddy Percy has asked me to help him out with a writing project, and I figured I'd record the process in the event that it might also help you out. Note, Percy doesn't really exist. He's a figment of my imagination, but I don't know. It's kind of fun to pretend. So this little video is called How to Write and Cite a Sentence, and this is kind of what it's all about. So this is pal. This is my pal Percy. He's kind of like you'd expect, and he's writing an essay for a college comp class here at the university, one of the universities at which I teach. And Percy, for some reason, has decided to send me the essay one sentence at a time. So this is his first sentence. The food at SNU is good. Now, I look at this sentence and then I think about this and I respond to Percy that this sentence is crap and that he needs to fix it out. Because, I don't know what food he's talking about. I assume there's a lot of food at SNU, food in various refrigerators on campus, food at dining halls, food at little cafes, food at the vending machine, and so on, such and such. And SNU, this is the first sentence I've seen of Percy, so I have no idea what SNU is. And good, I have no idea what his qualification for good is. Is it nutritious? Is it delicious? What is it? So I respond back to Percy with some feedback, and he gives me a next draft. Second draft. The food in the Southern New Hampshire University cafeteria is well prepared and delicious. Much better. I know where it is. I know what his qualification for good is. I'm getting a better sense of what he's writing. However, I happen to know that Percy has never actually eaten at Southern New Hampshire University. So because this is not coming out of his own experience, he's going to have to cite this. Otherwise, I'm going to accuse him of plagiarism. So I tell this to Percy. And he gives me another draft, a third try with citation. He gives me a parenthetical with Hoy. All right, so it's a parenthetical. He's got a citation. All's good, right? Except not, because, he's giving me this citation, and I've got no context for this citation. Is this an interview? Is this a book? Is this anything? Who is this Hoy guy? Is he credible? I have no idea. So I respond back to Percy, and he gives me yet another one. He adds a signal phrase. According to Dan, the food in the Southern New Hampshire University cafeteria is well prepared and delicious. All right, so he's telling me that he's using a source. He's signaling me that he's using a source. But it's still not a lot of credibility here because I don't know who Dan is. Dan could be a plumber. He could be some homeless guy he met on the street. It could be Dan Quayle, former vice president of the United States. I don't know. So I respond back to Percy and he gives me some more information. According to Dan Bryan, a graduate of Southern New Hampshire University, or SNU, the food in the SNU cafeteria is well prepared and delicious. All right, so Dan is using a signal phrase. It also serves as an in-text citation. He's telling me who told him that the food in the Southern New Hampshire University is well prepared and delicious. And he's giving me a little context. He tells me that Dan Bryan is a graduate of Southern New Hampshire University, so he might be someone who could be credible to tell us whether or not the food is well prepared and delicious. Nice job, Percy. He could do better, though, because I happen to know he didn't actually talk to Dan Bryan. Dan Bryan told a reporter that the food was well prepared and delicious. So now we've got Dan Bryan, a graduate of Southern New Hampshire University. SNU told reporter Seth Hoy that the food in the SNHU cafeteria is well prepared and delicious. And now we know who that Hoy was in that parenthetical. Hoy is the writer of the article that interviewed Dan Bryan, a graduate of Southern New Hampshire University. So now I've got more signal phrase here. But Seth Hoy, reporter Seth Hoy, I don't know much about that. Is he a news reporter? Is he a features reporter? Is he a TV reporter? Is he a video reporter? I don't know. So I respond back to my friend Percy, and he gives me a little bit more. Dan Bryan, a graduate of Southern New Hampshire University, told reporter Seth Hoy of the Manchester Alt Weekly The Hippo that the food in this new cafeteria is well prepared and delicious. So finally, we've got a good sentence that tells us kind of what the thing is about, the qualification of what good is. We have a good signal phrase that gives us context and adds to the credibility of the source. So Dan Bryan, who was reported upon by Seth Hoy. So we know what Seth Hoy worked for. We know when Dan Bryan or what relation Dan Bryan has to the subject. So we got a signal phrase, which kind of adds to this whole credibility of this thing. So nice job. What next? Oh, he's got another sentence. And don't forget to cite. So, according to Hoy's article entitled The Delights of Campus Dining, SNU is particularly good at sandwiches. So, I've got another in-text citation there. Hoy's article entitled The Delights of Campus Dining, expanding on the context of the source. SNU is particularly good at sandwiches. Now, note, we've taken that sentence, that crappy sentence, and we've, just by using signal phrases and giving more context, we've made it quite a bit longer and quite a bit more thorough. So all you folks who are squeaked out by doing oh no, phone call. All right, so it was interrupted by some spam, but the spam is over. So Percy is cited. According to Hoy's article entitled The Delights of Campus Dining, SNU is particularly good at sandwiches. So the next thing I would do is he's going to write some more. I want him to mix up his citation a little bit. He doesn't want to use in-text all the time. He wants to use parenthetical and so on. So the grilled cheese sandwich is a student favorite, Hoy. Then he drops a parenthetical in. So look at this nice little kind of almost a paragraph that came from that shitty little sentence he sent. That with the use of signal phrases and proper citation is now something that you can actually read and understand and assume is credible. And because I know my friend Percy, I asked him another question because Percy is not always so good at making sure his sources are credible. So I asked him the question, Percy, when did Dan Bryan graduate? So the answer, I guess, is 2004. And when was Hoy's article written? May 13th, 2006. So my friend Percy is writing this article or this essay about the SNU of today in 2018. And it seems to me that sources dating back 12 years ago about current food at SNU is not a good idea. So I let him know that it's not a credible source for an essay written in 2018, which means that that source at Dan Bryan, that Seth Hoy, is not a good source for his essay and that he probably should not use it. So that's the end of my video. Hope it serves you well. And I don't know. Anyway, take care.